Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to cover some projects that might just beat the current market conditions, because in this video, we're going to be talking about both Ethereum and Solana based projects. Now, with that being said, just to be clear, I'm not saying you should invest or buy into any of these projects. I'm just talking about projects that are coming to market that are probably going to do well in these current market conditions, and seeing as we're shifting from more Ethereum based projects to Solana, at least for the time being. Also, on top of that, if you do not have a Solana wallet yet, I will leave a link in description. I made an unlisted video showing you how to create and fund a Solana wallet. Again, link in the description. If you have the link, you can view it, but it's not on my channel. With all that being said, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and let's hop into these projects. All right, so the first project that we're going to talk about is going to be a Solana based project, and it is called JustApe on Twitter. It's a 10,000 collection, and they are apes. So if you hop over to justape.co, it's a very simple, very basic landing page. Looks clean, looks sleek. You can go to their mission and basically just saying it's a fundamental belief. It's not a roadmap. And then it just goes to say, while we're all here, it's all about closing the gap of Web3, meeting in a decentralized web, putting things on chain and off chain. So basically they're not promising any real roadmap. It's literally just called JustApe. So at the moment, they've got about 200,000 followers on Twitter. We can scroll down, we can see that their engagement is really solid for a lot of the stuff that they're posting. They're getting really good interactions. And if we go into their server and we go into sneak peeks, we can also see that they're getting quite a lot of interactions on their sneak peeks as well. Clean, simple art. And then if we go into their general chat, we can see that the general chat is quite active as well. So that's pretty much it for JustApe. Again, this is a Solana project. Obviously, it's a play on apes, keeping things really simple, really no roadmaps or promises. That's it. I think these guys are going to launch relatively soon, but for a lot of these projects, if you can't get whitelisted on them, the gold thing about a lot of these Solana projects is that they are typically only 2 SOL to mint, which at the moment is less than $100. And if we go into OpenSea at the moment and we go to stats, we can see that there is a collection called Trippin' Ape Tribe, and the floor price earlier today was 70 SOL. These minted earlier today. They are currently in the top 1 on 24 hours, and these were a 2 SOL mint, and earlier today they had a 70 to 80 SOL floor price. So that is an instant 30 to 50x. So absolutely insane. That is one thing I really like about Solana projects. The transaction fees are basically zero, and on top of that, the mint prices are extremely cheap. Pretty much every Solana project minting is between 2 and 3 SOL, which again at the moment is less than $100. All right, now the next project I want to talk about is called Origo. I think that's how you say it. This is an Ethereum based project, and I don't know too much about this project. There is really no website or anything like that, but for me, I kind of wanted to go back to the basics, and what I really like about this project is quite simply the art. I personally think that the art looks really good. I remember seeing this back in March, and I wanted to talk to these guys about maybe doing a collaboration, but at the same time, a lot of these like really high quality 3D looking art projects that were popping up on Twitter, a lot of times were fake and stolen art, so I decided just not to. But it turns out that this is a real collection by real artists doing this, and every single piece in this collection is a 1 of 1. So basically how they explained it is there's 3,000 in this entire collection. You're going to mint something called a library first, and then that's going to give you access to mint all of these. But essentially every single NFT in the collection is a 1 of 1, meaning none of them are going to share. You're not going to see another one that has like the same background and stuff but has like different ears. They're all going to be 1 of 1. So one's going to have like a katana, one's going to have a different background and butterflies, different hairstyle. This one's holding a different weapon, again different hairstyle. This one's doing something differently with her arms and hands. So I thought that that was a really cool concept. I personally really like the art. I think it's really clean. It's a very high quality. At the moment, again, there is no website. They have a Discord, but it's closed. There's only like 1,500 members in there, and that's pretty much it for these guys. Again, small collection. I don't know anything about the utility or the roadmap personally. I just wanted to get back to the basics. I think that the art looks really good. All right, now the next project is called Primates NFT. This is going to be a Solana based project. Again, this one is only 2 ETH. If we hop down and go through the engagement and the interactions, you can see that their interactions are just really good. Basically, all these projects are reminding me of Ethereum projects back in like October or November, or maybe even November, December, when things were really heating up on Twitter, when all these whitelist giveaways were popping off. And you can see that a lot of these Solana based projects, I wouldn't say that they're anything crazy. I mean, but my point is that they're getting insane reactions, as well as this project right here called Great Goats NFT, which is minting, I believe, in 2 days on the 27th. Another project that is basically goats. Again, this is only going to be a 2 SOL mint. So this is another project that you guys can definitely check out. And the good thing about checking out these projects, even if you don't manage to get whitelisted on them, is that they start so cheap. So 2 SOL, if you're really paying attention to the floor price on OpenSea right when someone lists, there's a good chance that people are going to start listing, undercutting, and devaluing what the floor price could be. Because again, if we go back and look at something like Trippin' Ape Tribe, which had a 70 SOL floor price today, there's just so much room for these projects to grow because the mint prices are so cheap. And that's kind of what I loved about minting projects back in like October and November. A lot of the mints were like 0.05, 0.04, 0.08, and they would go to really high Ethereum prices just because there was a lot more interest from a lot more market participants, being that the entry price was a lot cheaper. So with that being said, diving into Primates, we can go into their Discord. We can check out some of their sneak peeks. Again, I'm not really sure what this type of art is called. I can't really remember. It's like hexagonal type art. I'm not sure, but I really like it. It's pretty cool. Obviously, this is an ape type of derivative, but nonetheless, I think that the artwork is pretty good. And then if we go into their chats, we can see that the chats, again, super active, just like JustApe's. Everyone's calling it Solana Summer, obviously. So a lot of people are really funneling into a lot of these projects. And if we head over into official links, they do not have a website up yet. So all we have to work with at the moment is the Discord and the Twitter. But again, they've got a ton of hype. I think these guys had like 100,000 followers 2 days ago. Now they have 217,000 followers. So there's a lot of hype building on these Solana projects, like I've said 10 times. I would definitely keep an eye out on this project as well. Again, if you can't manage to get a whitelist spot on these projects, keep an eye out for the secondaries. I'm not telling you to buy it or ape into anything, but at the same time, you have to understand that these mint prices are so cheap that the floor could very well start very low compared to what it could be. So that's going to be it for Primates NFT, another Solana based project. And let's hop into the next project. The next project we're going to talk about is called Neo Hunters. So Neo_Hunters on Twitter, another Solana based project. This is going to be a pixelated type of art collection, but I really actually like what they did with this art. I think it looks really good. Scrolling down through the artwork, it kind of gives me Neo Tokyo vibes. Their engagement is really solid so far. Looking at something like this definitely gives me Neo Tokyo vibes. And if we hop into their Discord, we can see that their interactions, they're okay. They're nothing crazy, but they are pretty good. We can hop into their main chat. I'm sure it's still quite active. It is. And then of course, if we go into official links, these guys also don't have a website yet. So I really don't have much to work with yet. I don't even know how big this collection is. But with that being said, I do know that this is another Solana based project, which means two things. One, it's probably going to be really cheap, something like 2 Sol, which again is under $100. It's getting a lot of hype and it's doing numbers on Twitter. So these are the times where you really want to make sure you're capitalizing on the trends, because even though we're in a bear market, there's always areas of opportunities. And if you are one of the first people, so to speak, to take advantage of these opportunities before they die out, then you're obviously going to make the most of the situation. And so it's kind of like whenever a new trend sparks, or when we had the 3D trend back in November and December, it started out with Crypto Bull Society, Primate Planet, C-01, Oxia Origin, and then slowly started to die and die with More Than Gamers and so on. So basically my point is the current trend right now is definitely Solana. And again, these are super cheap, super affordable, low risk entry mints. So you definitely want to be paying attention to these. Although you might be on the Ethereum network like I am and most of us are, you always want to keep an eye out and open yourself up to new opportunities. Otherwise, you're just going to get left in the dust. The market's always going to shift and adapt. Am I saying that Ethereum NFTs are over? Absolutely not. I'm just saying go where the money is flowing, and the money is currently flowing into Solana at the moment. So take advantage of it while you can, so that when we do start getting back into the Ethereum bull market, or hopefully before that, you'll have enough money to play around with profits and start investing into these Ethereum based projects. And the very last project that I want to talk to you guys about is called Shrouded Playground, otherwise known as Shrouded NFT on Twitter. Again, this is another Solana based project. Scrolling down, we can see that their engagement, their reactions are absolutely insane. These guys are just crushing it. These Solana projects are just absolutely blowing up. So if we head over into their Discord, we can find out a little bit more. This is going to be a 7,777 collection. They don't yet have a mint date, and then they don't have many channels. Like a lot of these Solana projects, for some reason, they have very odd Discords. I'm not even sure where the general chat is, and I don't think that they have an official links channel yet. Do they have a sneak peeks channel? Okay, they do not. Okay, so going back onto Twitter, scrolling down, we can see that this is their art style. Going into the artwork, interesting type of style. It's really trippy, a lot of eyeballs and stuff, and yeah, you can see that it's like very trippy. Cool art, interesting vibes. I like it. That's pretty much it for Shrouded NFT. That's really all I know. This is another project on the Solana ecosystem that is getting a lot of hype, getting a lot of traction, and could potentially do well. All these projects that I talked about, they're probably going to mint out and do decently because the entry price is so low. It's very easy for these to mint out because it's not that expensive. If it flops, then worst case scenario, you pretty much lose $100. Where on Ethereum, $100, depending on, you know, what type of cycle we're in, might just be the cost of the gas fees. So it's quite interesting and fun to see these types of projects pop off, especially on Solana. Personally, I've never really minted projects on Solana. These projects will be my first time and really experience. And the last thing that I want to start doing on all my videos at the end is give you guys a brief market breakdown, a little bit of crypto analysis, So I figured I might as well start showing you guys that and kind of helping you understand where we are in the market. But really quickly, going on to Solana, the only thing I will say, the biggest downside for Solana is that if we go onto the daily chart, we can see that from all-time highs back in November, we're down 85%, which is absolutely insane. So that is another double-edged sword that you have to understand. If you're going to buy and sell or hold on to these Solana NFTs, you have to understand that Solana itself might come crashing down. We're already so far down that we could be finding support, but how the current state of the crypto market is looking, it's not looking too good in terms of prices finding support, Ethereum included. We can see that on the daily chart, we're consolidating around 2,000, which of course is a psychological level, psychological support. Prices and market participants are typically magnetized because these are supply and demand zones, liquidity pools, whatever you want to call them. Currently, it looks like we're struggling to even hold 2K. So at the moment, it's really a 50-50 in my opinion of where this could go. The biggest thing is that we're definitely in a downtrend. Hopping onto the weekly, you can see that here we had the lower low formed from this low. We formed a double bottom, created a new high, which really ended up just being a lower high relative to the overall trend, cracked the previous lower lows and made new lower lows. Here's where we broke those previous lows. We came back and retested on the lower time frame. So going into H4, you can see that we broke these levels of support here. We came back and retested and rejected twice to form new lows. So again, either what we're going to see likely is a continuation. I hope not, of course, for the sake of crypto, but a continuation of the bearish leg down, or we're going to continue to consolidate, eventual distribution. And then the biggest thing is, can we maintain 2K? If we can't, then we're probably going to see lower lows, especially if these lows over here get cracked, then we'll probably see lower lows into 1750. So that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys found this video insightful and helpful in some way, whether that's through projects or analysis or whatever it may be. That being said, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.